Hello friend, welcome to my channel once again. Today I am going to discuss some computer science MCQ with explanation that is that will cover more than 100 MCQ for your all teaching exam like KVS and all other state teaching exams of computer science. So friends, please like and subscribe this channel and let's begin this section without wasting time. So 1 minute. So friend, here first question is GIF support. The options are given there: 24-bit color, 16 millions color, 256 color or 32 bits color. So the correct answer is GIF support 256 color. Let's see the explanation of this. There are basically three types of images which is used in web designing. That are JPG, GIF and PNG. JPEG image, the full form for JPEG is Joint Photographic Expert Group. GIF is Graphic Interchange Format, and PNG is the last one. Now the what is JPEG image? So JPEG supports 256 or 16 million possible colors, 8 bit for each color. We know the colors are in RGB format, so R for red it will contain 8 bit, for green contain again 8 bit, and for blue again contain 8 bit, means totally they are contain 24 bit. And in decimal format the 8 bit is calculated as 256. So when we multiply all this we get approx 16 million possible colors. Now next is GIF. GIF, the property of GIF that it support transparent background. It is it's basically used in mostly basically it is the highest image that is used in web designing, highest image format. So the color is for GIF is only a 256 color. It supports only 256 color. In PNG also support transparent background but with alpha channel. Alpha means to say it will contain the level of transparency from low to high. Again it contains 24-bit color, means 16 million possible colors. Now question second is, in this video I will cover only 10 question. In the next video I will again explain next 10 question. Like this I will continue this series of these question. Okay, now second question is IPv6. This question is related to protocol. So IPv6, these all question are actually designed as per the teaching exam. So now give the answer of IPv6. So IPv6, the correct option is first one, that is 128-bit protocol. IPv6 is 128-bit protocol. Let's see the explanation of this one. IP is the internet protocol. So the difference between IPv6 and IPv4 is that IPv6 is 128-bit protocol standard, whereas IPv4 is 32-bit protocol standard. IPv6 is represented by 8 16-bit blocks. Here you see the example, that is 8 with each one is of 16-bit. Okay, and in a hexadecimal format. Like this one, 85A3. A is in hexadecimal format. And in IPv4 is represented by 4 8-bit block, that you see 4, and 200 is in form of decimal format. So it is actually in a bit format, it will contain 8 bits. 200 contain 8 bits, 10 contain 8 bits, like this. Okay, similarly this one 2001 contain 16 bit, 0DB8 contain 16 bit, like this. Okay, so this will contain this 4 digit is in a hexadecimal number, and this 3 digit is in decimal number. One difference is that it is separated by colon, and the IPv4 is separated by dot. Now question third is, FTP use port for data transfer. What is FTP? FTP is file transfer protocol, as we know. So for data transfer it will use port number. The correct answer is again option 1, that is 20. Let's see some explanation about it. FTP contain two port number 20 and 21. The FTP protocol is basically used to transferring file to different network. There may be a mass of files such as text file, multimedia file, etc. This way of file transfer is quicker than other method. So FTP port number 20 is basically used for data transfer, and for 21 is used for FTP control. Port number 24 is for control, FTP control, and for port number 20 is for data transfer. Okay. Now question fourth is port for HTTPS. We know the HTTPS. HTTPS is a hypertext transfer protocol, and S stand for secure connection, for encrypted connection. So the port number for HTTPS is 443. Okay, 443. Let's see some explanation of it. HTTP is a hypertext transfer protocol. S stand for secure. Okay, HTTP provide encrypted connection while HTTP provide insecure connection. We can easily see the example of HTTPS in our payment method. While we are doing any payment, we are purchasing from anything from a website, we see that will be a secure. Okay. So port number for HTTPS is 443, and for port number for HTTP is 80. Okay. Now next question is baseband use. What's baseband use? Frequency division multiplexing, time division multiplexing, phase shift key, or quantum amplitude modulation. So what baseband use? So the answer is time division multiplexing. Let's see the difference between baseband and broadband. The baseband, the whole bandwidth of cable is utilized by a single signal, whereas in broadband multiple signals are sent on multiple frequency, means bandwidth is divided by multiple signals. Baseband, signal from telephone set, a computer terminal, these are the example of a baseband. And broadband example is FM broadcasting. We know about radio system where FM broadcasting is the example of a broadband. Even broadcasting, broadband, that both words are related, very much related to each other. DSL, DSL is another example of broadband. We see baseband use digital technique. Okay, and digital technique uses time division multiplexing. Okay, here we see time division multiplexing and frequency division multiplexing used in broadband because it use analog technique. Okay, now next difference is baseband works well for bus topology, whereas broadband works well for bus topology as well as for tree topology. Manchester and differential Manchester are encodings are there in a baseband, and in broadband there is phase shift key encoding. In baseband is basically a bidirectional. We easily see the example in a telephone set, and broadband is a example of unidirectional. We see example of FM broadcasting. Now the last difference is signal travel over short distance in a baseband and signal travel over a long distance without being attenuated, that is in broadband. So that's all for question number 5th. Now next move to the 6th question. Data transfer at random intervals use start bit and stop bit. Which data transfer use start bit and stop bit? The answer is option second, that is asynchronous data transfer. Okay. Now see the difference between synchronous and asynchronous. Synchronous is the control on a signal is derived by clock signal. Okay, the control on signal is derived by clock signal. It has error detection mechanism. Asynchronous signal data transfer at random interval and use start bit and stop bit. have error detection mechanism, and the combination of both the synchronous and asynchronous is called isochronous. But the difference between isochronous to them is that it don't have any error detection mechanism. Even there is no error detection mechanism, so the events occur regularly at equal time interval, means data transfer at regular interval. An example for this one is the streaming video, real time audio video is the example of isochronous data transfer. Okay, now question 7th is infrared frequency is in between. Infrared frequency ranges between, so infrared frequencies range between 300 gigahertz to 400 gigahertz. Okay, for this let's see the example of this one. Here we basically three types of frequency which is asked in a teaching exam, that is a infrared, microwave and radio wave. So you see here the highest frequency is of infrared rays and lowest is of radio waves. Frequency and wavelength both are inversely proportional to each other, so the wavelength decreases in infrared rays and highest is for radio waves. Okay, so infrared range for frequency is 300 gigahertz to 400 gigahertz, and a short, one second, it is a short range communication, cannot penetrate wall. Example for infrared is TV remote. We can use infrared radiation in TV remote. Okay, now next is a microwave. Microwave, the frequency range for this one is 1 to 300 gigahertz. Microwave is a unidirectional and it will not penetrate wall. Repeater station is used in microwave. Line of sight is the example. Line of sight is there in microwave, and the microwave, you know, in microwave we use microwave uh, signal. So now next is a radio waves. The frequency for radio waves is 303 kilohertz to 1 gigahertz. It is omnidirectional, can travel a long distance. Example is AM radio, amplitude modulation radios. So that is the difference between all three waves. Only these three signals are basically asked in all teaching exam, and basically all about frequency. Okay, so infrared rays, microwave and radio waves. Now next question is Q is not related to. We know about the stack and Q. So stack is the example of LIFO and Q is the example of FIFO. LIFO stands for last in first out. So of course Q is not related to LIFO. Okay. So option 4th one is correct. Let's see some some explanation for it. Here is we design a Q. This is front, this is back. Back is also called as rear. The in back there is a NQ. NQ means insert element from here, and in a DQ, which is in front, we can delete element from here. Q are of different type, but we don't go for all of these. We will cover that topic in next other questions. Okay, so these are the basic things. DQ, front, back, rear, NQ, these words are related to Q. And LIFO is actually a stack, last in first out. FIFO is actually a queue, first in first out. Now next question is the worst case complexity of quicksort. So what is the worst case complexity of quicksort? What is complexity actually? Complexity is the minimum time required to sort a number. Suppose we had 3 or 4 number. So what we have worst case number we can use to sort that number. So in quick sort, that is big O n square. Option third one is here. So simply we can remember a chart for it. For detailed explanation we don't go for here, just remember this chart. for bubble sort, selection sort, insertion, heap, merge, quick, and shell sort. These are the sort. This is the chart. We see the best case complexity for all heap, merge, and quick sort is O n log n, and the best case complexity for bubble and insertion is O n. You can simply remember this chart. This will help a lot in your all exam. There is almost 1 to 2 question in every exam related to complexity, worst case, average case, and best case. Very simple chart, you just go through it. Now question 10th is, a thread is, what is thread? First of all, what is thread? But here the example is, a thread is light weighted, heavy weighted, both, none of the above. So obviously thread is light weighted. Now why it is light weighted? Just see here the difference between process and a thread. What is actually thread? Thread is a part of a process. There is multiple threads are present in a process. And what is process? A process is basically a program in execution. Program in execution is called process, and a process contain a multiple thread. Obviously when there a program contain multiple thread, then a process is a heavyweight and the thread is a lightweight, taking lesser resources and than a process. Process switching needs interaction with operating system. Of course process needs interaction with operating system, whereas thread switching does not need interaction with operating system. Next, the difference number fourth is, in multiple processing environments each process executes same code but has its own memory and file resources. And in thread is, all threads can share same set of open file and child child processes. Yes, of course, because it use a common single process. Now fifth difference is, if one process is blocked then no other process can execute until the first process is unblocked. But in that is just inverse of in thread. That is, while one thread is blocked and waiting, a thread in the same task can run. Means a same process, the if a process have two thread, if first thread is blocked then the second thread will execute that time. Okay. Now sixth difference is, multiple process without using thread use more resources, of course, but if we use threads in a process, it uses fewer resources. Last difference is, in multiple process each process operates independently of each other, and while in a thread change another thread data. Okay, so this all for next. We just only cover a 10 question here. You just remember this table. This will cover 1 to 2 question for your all competitive exam. So friends, if you like this type of video, then please comment in the comment box, and like and subscribe. Don't forget to like and subscribe my channel. So thank you for watching. Thanks once again. Okay, bye.